Noah here for American Trucks, and these are a set of LED DRL headlights with amber corners, chrome housings, and clear lenses for the 2014 to 2015 Silverado 1500. Now, if you're looking for a set of replacement headlights that don't stray too far from the completely stock look, but you still want a more modern day daytime running light design feature, then these are a great modest option that's going to give the front end of your truck a facelift. So these headlights are advertised as an updated version of the factory clear and chrome design. We're looking at a clear lens with an enclosed and weather-sealed chrome housing with amber corners, and that'll accept the factory halogen headlight bulbs. Now, everything you need to replace your headlight is included, and these are just going to bolt in the exact same way you took the old ones out. Now, these also feature a projector lens, which is going to make the most of that halogen bulb. You can also swap those halogen bulbs out for some super bright LEDs as well, and that's going to make these guys really bright. Now, we do have a few options for LED bulbs on our site that you can choose from, and upgrading to an LED bulb is one of the most affordable ways to get great lighting performance if you're not looking to break the bank. Now, either way, no matter what bulb you choose, I would always recommend putting a fresh set of bulbs in new headlights while you have them out and the back of the headlight is easily accessible. Now, onto the main party piece, and probably the reason you're looking at these, some bright white LED daytime running lights here at the top and the bottom in the popular C-shape we're seeing all over the place on the road today. These are going to make you more visible to other drivers on the road, and they add a lot to the overall design of the headlight as well. Now, I do think the C-bar really complements the shape of the lens, and not to mention that daytime running lights really just make any vehicle stand out. Now, between these two C-bars is a stippled LED strip here as well, and I think that guy breaks up the design nicely and separates the two halves for a really clean look. These headlights are designed to handle some impact from off-roading debris, maybe road and rock chips, or anything that has the potential to sandblast your headlight. Now, these lenses are constructed from impact-resistant plastic, and the weather-sealed chrome housing is going to be able to handle engine bay heat and ward off any moisture that could creep into the headlight. According to the site, these lights are rigorously tested to ensure that you can get a perfectly functioning product. We're looking at a price point around $420, and these headlights aren't even that far off from the stock replacement headlight price, which makes them a very affordable option even to replace just the factory dinged up and yellowed headlights with, especially when compared to other upgraded aftermarket options. Now, I always think that fresh and clean headlights can make a truck look 10 years newer, not to mention that these do have those upgraded daytime running lights to sweeten the deal. Moving on to the install, we're looking at a difficulty level of 1 out of 3 wrenches, and installing these headlights should only take you about an hour at home in your driveway. Now, speaking of install, let's head over to the install bay and get these headlights on our Silverado.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, a clip remover tool, wire strippers and crimpers, Phillips head screwdriver, 10mm ratcheting wrench, an extension, 10mm socket, male spades and T-taps, a test light, and some microfiber towels. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a set of headlights on our Silverado. First, we're going to watch a quick uninstall video showing you how to remove your factory headlights, and I'll meet you right back here for the install.
All right, first step here, we have to uninstall our factory headlights. To do that, pop your hood. We're going to remove the radiator shroud. Now, there's a bunch of these plastic black push pin clips here. What you're going to do is take a panel removal tool. I'm going to start with this guy here. You're just going to pry up on the middle section. Once that's up, you don't necessarily need to take it off in 2 pieces, but once that's up, you can pull it off all together just like that. Do that for each one along the entire shroud. Now that all those clips are off, let's just lift up on the shroud and set it aside. Next up, we have to head over to the wheel well to remove this one Phillips head screw. Now, the reason we're doing that is because this entire trim piece that goes along all underneath the headlights and grille has to come off. So grab a Phillips head. We're just going to take this one screw off in each wheel well. So once you have one taken care of, repeat on the other side. And once that's off, you can start cracking that guy loose. All right, next step here, just pull that trim piece all the way off and set it aside. All right, next up, let's get our grill out of the way. Now there's 4 10mm bolts at the top, so I'm switching over to an impact gun and a deep socket, so let's get those off. All right, now on the bottom left and bottom right corners, you're gonna find another 10mm for the grill. I'm switching over to an extension on my 10mm. All right, same thing on the other side. All right, so now we can just pull the grill off in one piece. All right, next step, let's unbolt our headlight. Now I'm working on our passenger side here. There's 2 10mm bolts up top we're gonna start with. All right, next up, behind where our grill was here, there's one more bolt at the bottom down there. All right, we have one more down here in the corner, right behind where the trim was underneath the headlight. I'm gonna use a 10mm ratcheting wrench for this guy just because it's at a tough angle. All right, so now we can just pull that straight back. And you just pinch and disconnect the harness. Just like that, set your factory light aside.
Now before we install our new headlights, we are going to have to transfer over our turn signal bulbs from our factory headlight to our new one, as well as take care of a little bit of wiring. So we're going to twist to the left on our bulb sockets to pop those out. We'll wiggle the bulbs out, swap them over, drop them in, and twist to the right to lock them into place. So now we can tackle our wiring. We have 2 red wires and 2 black wires. We're gonna run these together into a single male spade. Now on the body harness side, we're gonna be using T-taps into the daytime running light wire as well as the ground wire. Now this little metal fork, you're gonna put the wire in and then you'll close this up to make your connection on the wire, and our T-tap, our male spade, will slide right into the T-tap to make our connection. So we'll get a pair of wire strippers to strip back some lead on our wires. And then we'll twist that lead up. And then we'll twist those together. Slide our spade connector onto that wire. And then use a pair of wire crimpers to crimp that down. And we'll do that same thing with our negatives. And then we can do that same thing for our other headlight and get these on the truck. And now we can do that same thing for our other headlight and get these on the truck. So now we're ready to install our T-taps. So what you're gonna wanna do is get a test light. You'll put the one end onto a ground, and then we can probe the connector with our other end. You're gonna wanna turn the daytime running lights on, and then we'll probe and find out which one is our power. And we get a light there on this gray wire. We already have a T-tap installed on ours, but you would install yours just like is shown on the table. Now to find your ground wire, you can put the end of your test light onto the positive battery terminal, and then you would probe looking for a negative 12 volts, which will be this big black wire, which we also have our T-tap installed onto. So now we're ready to make our connections. So our red wire is gonna go to our gray wire, and our black wires are going to be going to our black. And then we can plug in our connector. our wires and slide our headlight into place. And next we can reinstall those 2 bolts at the top of our headlight. And then we'll take our 10mm socket to tighten these down. Next we can reinstall the bolt on the inner side of our headlight and tighten that down with our 10mm socket. Next we can reinstall the bolt at the lower outer corner of our headlight. And then we'll take a 10mm ratcheting wrench to tighten that down. Next we can line up our tabs and reinstall our grille. Next we can reinstall the 4 bolts at the top of our grille. And then we'll take our 10mm socket and tighten these down. Next we can reinstall the 4 lower grille bolts. Now this is going to be impossible to see on camera, but everywhere that we have this rectangular cutout, there's a U-clip deep back in there. So I have a 10mm socket and extension. I'll throw the bolt in the top just to get it started, and I'll throw my ratchet on the other end to tighten them down. Next we can line up our tabs and reinstall our lower trim. Next we can come back to our wheel well and take a Phillips head screwdriver to reinstall our screw. And we can do that same thing on the other side. Now lastly, we can reinstall our radiator cover and all of our push clips. We have these 2 tabs here that are going to go into these 2 slots. So we'll slide that in first and then lay it down. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the LED DRL headlights with amber corners, chrome housing, and clear lens for your 2014 to 15 Silverado 1500. Thank you for watching, and for all things Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.